What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Ultimate Rebuild series. We are starting season 2, which means we're referring back to the original start part. We're going to do 5 episodes, and then we're going to reset, because after 5 episodes, that's, 15 seasons, which means all of the players we know are either getting ready to retire. Like, the last set of real rookies are pretty much done. So I feel like after every 5 episodes, we're going to revert it all back here to the starting point, which is the beginning of the 2018 season, and then we're going to start it all over again. So the worst team from the last episode was the 1-15 Buccaneers. So here we are starting up Mike Alstott, our first actual retired player returning back to his original team to coach. Huge fan of Mike Alstott. Got his jersey up here in my wall in the recording lab, if you will. Always respect him, absolute animal. And here's the roster that he's inheriting. So we still have Jameis Winston. Like, all these rosters are somewhat familiar too. We got Ronald Jones, who they selected in the second round out of USC, hoping that he can be their franchise running back. We're certainly going to give it a shot. Mike Evans is an absolute stud. We got Chris Godwin, who's very good. Some players lost to the free agency period because this actually, it had already happened in the season. So like I said, Adam Humphries is gone. Cameron Brate's actually gone, but in reality, I mean, we have O.J. Howard. He probably, the sooner than later, to make him the starter is going to be more beneficial to this team. I think those are the only 2 notable guys that I noticed aren't on the roster anymore. Their offensive line still needs massive improvements. We got Ali Marpet at left guard, Ryan Jensen at center. Those are probably the best we have, as Dotson is starting to decline. Left defensive end, they signed Brooks Reed from the Atlanta Falcons in free agency. They got Vinny Curry here, former Philadelphia Eagle, Gerald McCoy, Mitch Unrein, Vita Vea, Brian Allen, or Bo Allen. There's so many D tackles. We're definitely going to go with Vea McCoy, though, as our starters. Kendall Beckwith. We got Quan Alexander, Levante David, a very nice 93 overall. Secondary, they got Prince of Mukamara coming over from the Bears. Vernon Hargraves. You got Carlton Davis and MJ Stewart, 2 players that they drafted. MJ Stewart could make the transition to safety. But you would assume maybe Justin Evans can develop. I don't know. Maybe I actually will throw him to the Wolves here and give him the starting gig this season over Chris Conte. And then we have Tavon Wilson here at strong safety. Sam Ficken and Brian Anger in special teams. But all in all, man, this team is, not where I want it to be. We have 3 years to turn it around. Like I said, man, we're going to go with, not a whole lot of changes initially, because there's only so much you can do. But what I will do is, on the defensive side, we're going to get Justin Evans to start. And we're going to make sure Vea is starting, which he is. I mean, that's pretty much all the moves you can make. I mean, we could, but we don't really need a Prince of Mukamara, to be honest with you. And I would much rather have our young guys try and see if they can land some XP. So we'll do that. We'll get Mukamara the 4th corner, and we'll go with Hargraves, Carlton Davis, and MJ Stewart. So let's see what happens here in year number 1. No expectations whatsoever. Alright, so we're here at the midseason point. Doesn't matter what our record is. We'll just leave it at that. We're going to have to throw a lot of money here, because we need Mike Evans to come back. We need Quan Alexander. We need Ali Marpet. And we do, I guess, need Jameis Winston. Now, if I was going to have free reign over this, I probably would not go with Jameis Winston. It looks like we're going to have a fairly high pick. We'll leave it at that. But he has a quick dev. He's 24. We're going to get him on a 4-year deal. So he's going to be here for our entirety. And only $44 million. So I firmly believe that if we can build up this offensive line, maybe Jameis Winston can develop. I mean, I could be unique, go completely outside the bubble, and go with no Jameis Winston. But given where we have to allocate our assets, being building up the offensive line and completing the defense, we can't really, dive into finding a new franchise quarterback. So we'll sign all 4 of these guys. Probably won't have a whole lot of cash left at the end of the season, but they'd have to come back. Alright, so here we are at season's end. Clearly we're not going to make the playoffs. I didn't want to mention our record, but we were 1-6 at the halfway point. We ended up with a 3-13 record, which puts us, we have the number 2 pick in the draft. We went with Jameis Winston, so that means we're not going to burn it on a QB. We've got a roster here. This is Jameis Winston, 3,200 yards, 21 TDs, 22 picks. I've just never seen him play well in the sim. I think I actually saw when I created this, I have had 120 different franchises so far here in Madden 18. I can't name one that Jameis Winston, I've even seen him on the short list for MVP or I've seen the Bucks deep in the playoffs. The only time I've ever seen the Bucks deep in the playoffs is if they move on from him and have like a Russell Wilson or something at quarterback. So I guess that's a challenge within a challenge. Ronald Jones, not a great year as our rookie. 800 yards, 6 TDs. He had 5 fumbles. Again, the offensive line is ass, so I feel like that might be a part of it. And we know that I could build up an O-lineman through the draft like no one's business. Deshaun Jackson led the team 60 catches, 686 and 4. 750 and 7 from Mike Evans, 750 and 4 from Chris Godwin, 501 from OJ. Ronald Jones, I mean, he got over the 1,000 all-purpose yards, which is nice. It's just tough with the shitty offensive line. Quan Alexander led the team with 160 tackles, 141 for Levante David, 111 from a rookie Carlton Davis, 106 from Tavon Wilson. We got 10 sacks from Brooks Reed, 9.5 plus 12 tackles for loss from Vita Vea, who also had that superstar dev. So that is excellent. He's up to an 84. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. 7 sacks from Vinny Curry, 6 from Gerald McCoy, as well as 15 tackles for loss, and a couple doubles. Yeah, interceptions, but it wasn't really where he wanted to be. Quickly looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Le'Veon Bell. Drew Brees is with the Titans. I mean, they have Marcus Mariota. But, it's one of those things, man. Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, like, 2 of the most difficult quarterbacks to project where they're going to be at, Coach of the we're not even going to look there. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Ezekiel. Let's just see if we got any Bucks here. Any Bucks maybe on defense? No. Maybe on Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hey, Ronald Jones, Rojo. Pretty disappointing numbers, but still, he's up to an 81 overall and was runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year behind Josh Rosen. Saquon's there, Penny, Ridley. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Leighton Vander Esch. Vita Vea coming in at number 3. MJ Stewart at number 5. Carlton Davis at number 7. That makes no sense. MJ Stewart, I don't even think he had more than 50 tackles, whereas Carlton Davis had 111. But okay, sure game. You do you. But all in all, disappointing first start here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The good thing is they sucked at the end of the last episode when it was like a completely different roster, and they suck here again. So, we're pretty much at the same starting point. Let's jump into the offseason, and hopefully we can change the culture here in Tampa. So as far as free agency was concerned, we only went in on one prospect, and we were able to land him. That is Dante Fowler, 25 years old, 81. We're going to add him to the defensive end rotation because we didn't really get a whole lot of pressure last season. So that'll hopefully help us out, but we definitely need to have a home run draft, and we've been drafting particularly well here, if you've been watching and keeping up with the series. I think we've done 5 episodes, so that's 3 drafts, so that's 15 drafts. I would say out of those 15 drafts, at least like 8, we'll say the better of half of them, I've had really, really strong draft classes, and we absolutely need that here with the Bucs. Luckily enough for me, we need to build up the offensive line, and O-linemen are pretty damn easy to draft for the most part. Alright, so let's do this draft. I'm only doing this because literally I was checking my Twitter because I'm doing, it takes forever for it to load at this point. People say, let me see your draft. Let me see no bamboozle. What's going on here when you do your draft? So we have our draft board here. We have our short list. I have to throw a fullback in because we have Mike Allstott. You gotta land a fullback here every now and again. But it's 4th round. I feel like we could probably burn one of those. But ultimately, where do we want to go? We have a bunch of really solid offensive line prospects here. We could go in the secondary if we want. Guys taking off, if you look around, you pretty much can find what are the key traits. I don't want to go here because you'll be here for 5 minutes. But as you can tell, a lot of these guys have high combine grades, and it usually is a dead giveaway. So looking at our team, offensive line is a must, but, there's no real until the 2nd round, right? So our legitimate 1st-round prospects, we have Willie Gilchrist here, an outside linebacker, and we have Sanchez Patton, a wide receiver. So to help out Jameis Winston, you look at our roster, I still feel like, defensively we could help him out, but I think we got to go wide receiver. So go Sanchez, Patton. You see the 3 cone, the 20-yard, and the 40. Those are usually 3 giveaways, plus the actual stats aren't that bad. Now, we don't know his catching. These are kind of, I think, not the experts said it best. These are kind of clickbaity skills, but we'll grab them. And look at that. Boom. 80 superstar. Guy's a stud. Not the best. We picked him ranked number 10. We got him at 2, but he could be worse. Plus, we needed it. Now that guy there is going to be able to compete right away with our roster. So now we're here in the 2nd round. And looking at our draft board. Let's see here. We get right guards. We have defensive end if we really want to look that way. But I think we're fine at D end for now. But we're also a little bit older than Vinny Curry. We have secondary, we have corners, we have safeties. You know what? I think the experiment of The experiment Justin Evans is not going to work out. Plus, this guy is an insane combine here. So let's grab... this guy's name's Money. I don't think... We're going to... You know what? I'm going to draft this guy, and I'm not going to change his name. The more and more I think about it, we don't even have a starting right guard. Bronson Money. That's the best name I've ever heard. Look at the strong bench press. And he's an 81 overall. Number 19 in town. We drafted him at 34. It's not that hard, people. It's not... People always... I'm still kind of surprised when people ask me, hey, man, how do you draft so well? It's like, if you didn't... Like, how have you not picked up on these tendencies yet? Oh, that is my fullback right there. That is my fullback. There's no good fullbacks. That's the only one. All the other ones are like 4 in the 4 combine grade. I just feel like for the Mike Allstotts, you want that. So here, you know, 3rd round, we got a corner. We want to add a corner, but again, we have young corners there. 4th round, we got a left tackle, Herzulch. What is he? You know, 34 reps. He did well. He tested athletically well. You know, we'll go. More and more. I guess just gonna settle on. We got to go on the offensive line. Okay. 77 superstar. Didn't think it's gonna be that good. I'm thinking maybe 75 normal. But okay. I always find like if you have like the outliers of the high bench press, that's where you'll find them. But it is what it is. And our draft right now is looking pretty goddamn spectacular. So here we are in the 4th round. I feel confident that we can get this other right guard here who has the 40 reps in the 5th round because he's a late 5th rounder. And because it's Mike Allstott. Oh, but Hartman's pretty good. Nothing too special, though. You know, you're gambling on the C+ tackle and the B hit block. There's nothing about coverage. I don't want to gamble on we don't know his coverage. So we're just going to go right away and get the fullback. The Mike Allstott fullback. I'm pretty much going to rename this guy. I'm going to make him a white guy. We'll make him Mike Allstott's son. That's a nice little storyline. Oh! 88! What? Okay, you might have had a really good combine grade. I've seen a couple 6s. Like 6 combine grades for fullbacks. 88, that's the highest pick I've ever seen. I gotta take a picture of this shit. You've got to be kidding me. Actually, I'm not gonna take a picture. I don't want to spoil it on Twitter. 88! I've never seen an 88. I've seen 87 quarterbacks, which I've never been able to get, as well as much as you guys pat myself on the back saying, oh, you're a really good drafter, and you know the ins and outs of drafting, so it's not that much of a brag. I've never got the 87, 86. The highest overall I've ever drafted was an 84. And then out of nowhere, we get an 88 fullback with Mike Allstott as our head coach. Let's get it. Oh my God. That is awesome. 88. I've never seen any. I didn't even know they went up that high. 88 overall fullback. The rest of this draft, just phone it in. We don't even need it. We'll get this guard here. There we go. Nate Streif, 70. Oof, okay. Don't care. 77 quick. Good luck for you, bud. We just got an 88. We're fine. 6th round. I think we should be able to actually clear our board here. Which one of these guys? Mid. Late. All right, so we'll get Andre Green. Yeah, we'll go Andre Green, tight end. High. There you go. Tight end. Always go highest combine grade. 75 quick. And then we'll wrap it up. I don't know. Nah, we might be able to get him. If not, I'll just... we won't rely on our draft board here. Oh, we can. Derek Suggs. Again, just high bench press. I want to build this offensive line. Pretty much move all these guys around. Everyone's universal. 7. I guess it's a good time to draft offensive lineman. Number 43 overall in total talent. But let's get to the end of this draft. It's 88th. It's a fullback. Yes, you can get fullback cheese. Actually, that's a lie. Remember I said the highest overall? I've got a couple of the 86 fullbacks. But... because fullback, I always find out the tell is when there's one really high combine grade fullback and the others suck. That's usually when you're going to get a good one. But looking at this draft class, 88 overall. That confidence thing does not count. He is an 88 overall. That is absolutely absurd. This is probably the best draft class I think I've ever had. That's why I'm including it in the video. C4, make sure you include this in the video when you're going through it. This is the best draft class I have ever had. Now I'm going to have to modify all these names. We got Superstar. We got a guy named Bronson Money at right guard. We got a Superstar tackle, an 88 fullback, and a couple of these guys have quick devs. That's absolutely absurd. Alright, so now it's time to look at our draft class and where some of the big dogs have landed. So for us in the 1st round, we got Amon Richards, the wide receiver from Miami. Second round, we kept him the same. Bronson Money. We're not modifying the name whatsoever. Third and a left tackle, Isaiah Prince, superstar from Ohio State. We got Tank Allstott, Mike Allstott's son, 87 overall. Here's what we're gonna do. You know what? We gotta fix that right quick because I need him to live and bask in all of his glory. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to this. We're gonna raise everyone's confidence up a little bit because you're an 88 overall player. Your confidence needs to be at my confidence right now for drafting said 88 overall player, and that is incredibly high. So there you go. Tank Allstott from Purdue. Fifth round, we got Ross Pierschbacher from Alabama, real player, 77 quick. And we left the two other guys here, just names as, because, I mean, let's be honest, this guy's not going to play. And Derek Suggs is pretty cool. Seeing where other big names have landed, had to make some liberties because literally no D tackles went, and this is the strongest D tackle class in quite some time. But we got Josh Allen, linebacker from Kentucky, went number 1 overall to the Colts. He's in 83. Nick Bosa there. Look at this one. Rodney Anderson, 83 superstar, running back for the Miami Dolphins. Let's see. Any other big names? Justin Herbert's the Giants quarterback. Well, that may be interesting down the line. Trey Adams went there. Martez Ivy and Keel Harry. Stanley Morgan. Bryce Love, 84 superstar running back for the Raiders here in the third round. So that's just a sneak peek of some of the teams, but you know, we'll only ever have to find out if they suck and we take them over in episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the season. So let's pop into the beginning of year number 2, where hopefully we have a drastic turnaround here for our franchise. So here's our team as we enter our second season. Jameis Winston, 84. We got Allstott, 88. Jones up to an 81. Amon Richards. We are starting nickel corner. That was not video editing. That was me making a terrible impersonation of rewinding. Amon Richards will be our starting slot wide receiver. Mike Evans up to a 94. Offensive line, we got 2 new stars here in Bronson Money, 81, and Isaiah Prince at left tackle, 77. Defensively, Vita Vea is up to an 87. We got Dante Fowler now. We signed in free agency. That's pretty much it, man. We definitely did not draft. You know, we didn't go all in. There wasn't enough picks there on the defensive side, so our defense might struggle. But our offense was, I think, 31st in the league last year. We're no way in hell we're going to be that. All right, here we are at the midseason of year number 2, and the Bucs suck once again. 2-5 at this point. Not too much sure what we can do. We're looking at free agency. I guess Jensen, you know, he's 85, he's a 28. He's pretty much, let's see if we can get him here right now. He's the only guy we're going to work on trying to hammer out a long-term deal. We'll come back and visit it. Other than that, all these guys can go and free up some cap space so we can go maybe all in a little bit in the upcoming free agency period because it looks like we are bound to not play football in January. Man, this team sucks. All right, well, yeah, didn't make the playoffs. It's pretty much expected. 4-12. So we went from being the second worst team in the league to the second worst, tied for first. Hey, still get the number 2 overall pick. Oh, man, the Bucs. I'm adding the Bucs to the Colts. Those two teams are just, you can't do anything with them. I think it comes to Jameis Winston. I mean, that's not a terrible year. 3,500 yards, 21 TDs, 10 picks. But that's not what you expect Jameis Winston to be at this point in his career. Ronald Jones not really working out either. 900 yards, 10 TDs. Have yet to break 1,000. Our offensive line is getting better. It's still not great, but it's not terrible. Godwin led the team, 83 catches, 760 yards, 4 TDs. We got 900 yards, 7 TDs from Mike Evans, 775 and 5 from a rookie, Amon Richards. Jordan Howard, 427 and 4. On the defensive side, we got 134 tackles, a sack, and 5 picks from Quan Alexander. He's a monster. 118 tackles from Levante David, 103 from Tavon Wilson, 8.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss from Gerald McCoy, 8.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss from Vita Vea. We got the 5 picks from Quan, 3 picks from MJ Stewart. What's he up to now? 77, that's not bad. He's developing a little bit. Yearly awards. MVP went to Matt Ryan, with no one too surprising. Oh, Mariota's the quarterback of the Browns. That makes sense. It's not like they had Baker Mayfield or anything. And the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Matt Ryan. Obviously, we're not going to have any Bucs show up here. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jarrell Freeman. No Bucs. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Drew Lock there. With the Washington Redskins, Stidham for the Saints, Herbert for the Giants, Paris Campbell for the Cardinals, Terry Godwin for the Falcons. Creative guy. Amon Richards coming in number 7 for us in the Bucs. Debo Samuel at number 8 for the Seahawks. And a couple creative guys around the list. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Devin White with the Cardinals. Cam Smith with the 49ers at 2. Taylor Rapp with the Lions. DeAndre Baker with the Vikings. bunch of creative guys to end out that list. So, yeah, we got 1 year left for the Bucks. Not promising. I mean, last season that we started with the Cleveland Browns, we made a really good team, did not make the playoffs, and then we saw Baker Mayfield throughout those first 5 episodes win probably 2 or 3 MVP awards. So, maybe we're setting the Bucks up to do fine without us. But I would like to at least crack the playoffs in our last season here. All right, so free agency is here. We had a bunch of money. Again, it's one of those things you got to keep it balanced. You don't want to go all in on everyone and then, you know, have a 2-stacked Bucks team so that now we have to deal with this Bucks team, but you still want to make them good. So we have gone all in on the top free agent, Kevin Byard, 93 overall. He's 27. We got Jalen Mills from the Eagles, which would be an instant, you know, CB1 for our roster. And then Tim Williams here at defensive end. We decided to move on from Vinny Curry. He was 31, 32. Tim Williams is 26 and an 80 overall. So let's see if we can land, ideally, at least Mills and Byard to help out our secondary drastically. And then have another outstanding draft in our final draft with the Bucks. All right, excellent. So we actually did get a good haul. We got Kevin Byard. We got Jalen Mills. We got Tim Williams. And now, just like that, our defense looks a lot more complete. He's already upset that he's coming to the Bucks, which is not a great feeling. But hey, instant starter there, upgrade there. I like it. Let's have a good draft. All right, so for our final draft class here in year number 3, we did all right, Hall. So we got outside linebacker pick number 2. He's an 80 overall, slow dev. So, you know, even though it looks pretty at the initial, the dev trait definitely hurts his pick. We still made it Troy Dye from Oregon. Very talented linebacker to pair there with Quan Alexander and an aging Levante David. We had a nice center here that we didn't modify. We had a tackle named Booty. So that means our right side of the offensive line could very well be Money and Booty. Not making this shit up. I did modify another player that we got here in the 4th round, though. A 77 quick linebacker, which made Caleb Kelly from Oklahoma. Very nice prospect there. The rest of the draft, this is just an average draft. Nothing too spectacular. As far as big-time players going elsewhere, Joe Jackson there going to the Panthers. We got Jeffrey Simmons going to the Dolphins. Jake Fromm going to the Eagles. Because for some reason Carson Wentz always leaves us. The Niners, 280. CD Lamb, J.K. Dobbins. But we've already done the Niners, so, you know, we're not going to double dip there. C.J. Henderson, 81. I know the Raiders had a good draft. There you go. Marlon Davidson, 83. Christian Fulton, 80. There's a couple teams I wanted to get to here, though. It was, I believe, the Bills and Bengals. Was it the Bears, Bills, and Bengals had good draft classes? The Bills got Tugo Tagovailoa and Jonathan Taylor. Okay. And the Broncos got an 84 overall superstar, Jacob Eason, transferred to Washington. So those are the big names that went in the draft. But ultimately, we have our nice little draft here with Tampa Bay as we give our final chance to try to crack the playoffs with this squad. Let's get it. All right, so in our final season here is our roster. You know, we got our lovely tank all-star. Wide receiving core is pretty good. Offensive line is taking shape. We have the strip club here on the right side of the line. Money and Booty. You know what it is. Defensively, Vita Vea up to an 88, playing very well. We signed Jalen Mills in free agency. We got Kevin Byard in free agency, 93. Our linebacker core is nice, but all in all, I really do think that, I should have moved on from Jameis Winston when I had the chance. He's just not good in the Madden sim. And B, 3 years was not enough to fix this Bucks defense, unfortunately. But hey, you know, anytime you got a decent enough offense, you might be able to squeak into the playoffs. So I think 9-10 wins could be somewhat realistic. So let's see if that will come true. Come on, we got the strip club on the O-line, baby. All right, so here we are at the final year, and thank God I get off this sinking ship. Failed to make the playoffs, and look, negatives everywhere on the offense. 2-13. 2-13. We've had the second overall pick, and now we have the first overall pick. Thank God. Thank God I'm done with this damn Tampa Bay team. Mike Allstott, my 88 overall fullback pick in the 4th round. The strip club on the right side of the O-line. We have a 93 overall, 94 overall wide receiver. And we still win 2 games a year. Looking at the stats, does it even really matter? Doesn't matter. Jameis Winston sucks, okay? I'm pretty sure he sucks in real life. Definitely sucks in the Madden sim. Ronald Jones hasn't broke 1,000 yards yet. Sucks. Receiving, Mike Evans, for whatever, he's putting up decent numbers considering the quarterback situation. Defensively, I would assume Quan Alexander had himself a nice year. 130 tackles. 112 tackles for Levante David. 2 sacks, 8 picks. Outstanding numbers. Our linebacking core is very good. 5.5 sacks, 15 tackles for loss here for Joe McCoy. 4 sacks, 13 tackles for loss there for Vita Vea. Those guys are doing their job. 3 picks, Carlton Davis. 2 for Jalen Mills. 2 for MJ Stewart. And a couple singles. But ultimately, this team was ass from the get-go. And no matter what we did, I could not make them better. I had 2 out of 3 outstanding draft classes. We made some decent signings in free agency. And still, this team is a bunch of limp dick pirates. So I don't know, man. If anyone out there has had success rebuilding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a short period of time, I'm sure if we had 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 30 years, we probably would win a Super Bowl here with the Bucs again. But I don't know, man. I personally feel like the failures of this team fall on Jameis Winston and his inability to do anything in the sim. Because you should put up better numbers than that with a predominantly, you could say, no one worse than a B-grade offense. But that being said, here we go. There will be a Twitter poll. Follow me on Twitter at PapaXC4. That'll probably go up before this video airs to get me an idea of what team you want to see me do next. We're going to pull ourselves of the bottom 3 teams every time. So we have the Dallas Cowboys, obviously the Bucs are here, we're not doing them. Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions, and the Oakland Raiders. The worst team of the bunch definitely is the Dallas Cowboys. The Raiders are second worst. The Lions would be third worst. So out of these teams, let me know in the comment section below. Or ideally, you followed me on Twitter, or you already are a follower, and you voted in the poll there because it gives me a quicker chance to record a video. That will be episode 2 here of the Ultimate Rebuild Season 2. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace